Welcome to lecture number 108 of Digital Electronics. In lecture number 107, what we have dealt with is up counter and down counter. Now, how does an up counter or down counter operate? If it is positive edge triggering, if the clock is positive edge triggered, here what happens is that when Q1 is going as the clock to the second flip-flop, then that is a condition for down counting. Whereas if it is for up counting, the Q1 bar should go to the clock of the second flip-flop. That is where you will get up counting. Now here I am going to discuss about up down counter. So the question is design a 2-bit up down counter which is asynchronous. So here what should we have? There should be a mode selector. And let that mode selector be M. If M is equal to 1, you should go for up count, and if M is equal to 0, you should go for down count. Okay. Now how that is possible? If I am using a positive edge triggering, say I am having T1, Q1 bar, 2 bits, so it is T2, Q2 bar. So the main clock is coming into flip-flop number 1, T1 and T2 both are equal to 1. Now if you are going for up count first, if I am going for up counting, Q1 bar should go as a clock to the second flip-flop, whereas if it is down counting, Q1 should come in as clock of the second flip-flop. Now you should have some way to select between up count or down count. That is, if I am having an M, like if I am going for up count, okay, and here I am going for down count, I am using an AND gate, and so I am drawing like this. Okay, here I am giving input as M. Okay, now here I am giving the input as M. Now here I am taking the output. Sorry, not M. That is a mistake over there. Yeah. So here I should get a mode selector. So M is equal to 1 and M is equal to 0. That means for down counting I should get Q1, and for up counting you should get Q1 bar. That is my intention. So how will I get it? That is the question. Now if M is equal to 1, you should go for up count. That means M is directly connected to up count. M is directly connected to the AND gate of up count. That means when M is equal to 1, Q1 bar will be the output, and M bar, that means M bar is connected to down count. That means when M is equal to 0, what happens? You will get M bar is equal to 1 and you will get down count. And if I am ORing that too, and giving us the gate of giving us the clock of flip-flop number 2, let us see what happens. When M is equal to 1, what happens? Say this is clock of second flip-flop. Clock 2 becomes what? M Q1 bar, or since M is equal to 1, you will get it as Q1 bar. That means when clock of flip-flop number 2 is equal to Q1 bar, it acts as up count, and when M is equal to 0, what will you get? You will get clock 2 as M bar Q1. Now what is M bar? That is Q1. If it is Q1, what happens? It acts as down count. Okay. That means if M is there, and if M is there for as a mode selector, when M is equal to 1, this one acts as the entire circuit acts as up counter, and when M is equal to 0, it will act as down counter. So where will take the output? Q1 is one output and Q2 is one output. Okay. So in effect, what you can say? In effect, clock to the second flip-flop. You can write it as M bar Q1 or M Q1 bar. That is when M is equal to 1. When M is equal to 1, what is clock 2? Clock 2 is Q1 bar. Similarly, when M is equal to 0, here clock 2 is Q1 bar. That means if clock 2 is Q1 bar, it is acting as Q1 bar, it is acting as up counter. And when M is equal to 0, what is clock 2? Clock 2 is Q1. That means when clock 2 is Q1, it is acting as down counter. Okay. So that is how it is toggling between the modes of up counting and down counting. Okay. Now let me come back to the up counter and down counter first. See here what happens. When Q1 is coming in as clock of second flip-flop, what happens? Here what happens is down counting. And when Q1 bar is coming in as clock of flip-flop number 2, here what is happening? You are getting up count. Okay. So that is how. So here in 2-bit up down counter, you will have a mode selector, that is M, so that you can go for up counting or down counting. Okay. So that is 2-bit ripple up down counter. You can call it as 2-bit ripple up down counter or 2-bit asynchronous up down counter. Now coming into next part. Okay. Now till now what we have discussed is we are dealing with only positive edge triggering. Okay. Positive edge triggering means the flip-flop will be triggered when the clock is changed from 0 to 1. Now let us check what happens with the negative edge triggering. Okay. So the flip-flop can be positive edge triggered or negative edge triggered. So now let us check with negative edge triggering. So question is design and design an up counter, and down counter. Design an up counter and down counter. It's not up counter and down counter. Using negative edge triggered flip-flops. Which is 2-bit and ripple counter. 2-bit and ripple, or you can call it as 2-bit asynchronous counter. 2-bit asynchronous counter. Now let me check what happens in the case of negative edge triggering. Generally, we are having flip-flops in toggle mode, so I am going for T flip-flop. Okay. So first I will explain the negative edge triggering of T flip-flop. Then we will go with the up counting and down counting. If it is negative edge triggered, we should have a round before the clock, and this is the clock, and this is T, and this is T. Okay, this is T is equal to 1 Q bar. Now let me draw the clock. This is the clock. Okay. Negative edge triggered means the flip-flop will be triggered, the value of Q will be changed only if the clock changes from 1 to 0. That means you will get this point, and this point. So this is the starting point of Q. Okay, this is basically negative edge triggering. Okay, so assume that initially Q is equal to 0. Q is equal to 0 here. At this point, since T is equal to 1, it will change to 1. At this point, clock comes, again it comes back to 0. At this point, again clock comes, it will come back to 1. like that it will go. This is the variation of Q. Okay, this is for negative edge triggering. Now let us so this is 0 1 0 1 0 like that it will go. Okay, so this is basically negative edge triggering. Now let me apply this concept for designing an up counter and down counter. Okay. Now for 2-bit ripple counter, I have not specified whether it is up counter or down counter. Okay, so I am designing a 2-bit ripple counter. So here what I am going to do is I am having a T1, Q1 bar. Here I am having this negative edge triggered, so it is clock is coming in. Okay. So this is T2, Q2 bar. Okay. So I can get Q1 is 1 output and Q2 is an next output. T1 is 1 and T2 is 1. So that is a basic condition in asynchronous sequence circuit. That means the flip-flop should work in toggle mode. Now T2 is also a negative edge triggered. Now suppose I am connecting Q1 as a clock of second flip-flop. Let us see what happens in this case. Okay. Now I am given the first of all I am drawing the clock. First of all I am drawing the clock, which is negative edge triggered. Okay. So negative edge triggering means when the flip-flop will be activated only if the transformation of the clock is from 1 to 0. So here 1 to 0, 1 to 0 and 1 to 0. Just drawing it down. So assume that initially Q1 is equal to 0. When Q1 is equal to this, so now I am going to draw Q1. Initially Q1 is equal to 0. At this point what happens? Q1 will be changing to 1. And at this point it will be changing to 0. And at here it will be changing to 1. And at this point it will be changing to 0. So this is like 0 1 0 1 0 like that it will go. Now let us check. Now here what happens is that T2 is also negative edge triggered and Q1 acts as the clock. Q1 acts as a clock for flip-flop number 2. So that is what is actually happening here. So here what happens? Okay. So now I am drawing the negative edge triggered parts of Q1. So this is the negative edge triggered part and this is the negative edge triggered part. Now let us write Q2. So Q2 I am initially assuming it as 0. So this here also it will be getting 0. And at this point it will be changed to 1. And when it will be changed to 0, it will be changed to 0 here only. It will be changed to 0 at this point. Okay. So that is actually what is actually happening in edge triggered flip-flop. Now, so this is 1. Now let us check how it operates. Okay. Now if I am writing Q2 Q1. Okay. So initially it is 0 0, right? So I am taking Q2 Q1 order. Initially it is 0 0. Now in the next clock pulse it will become 0 1. Q2 Q1. So next is 0 1. Next is 1 0. And in the next clock it will become 1 1. So what is it? This is basically 0. This is basically 1 2 3. And again it is coming back to 0 0. That is 0. So what happens? The count is going like 0 to 1 2 3, then coming back to 0. So this is a basic state diagram. So what is it? 0 1 2 3 0 1 2 3. So this is basically an up counter. Okay, up counter which is negative edge triggered. Negative edge triggered up counter. Okay. Whereas if it was positive edge triggered up counter, what should you do? you should connect Q1 bar as positive edge triggering if it is for up count. Okay. Whereas in negative edge triggering, you should connect Q1 to the negative Q1 to the clock of flip flop number 2. That's it. Now coming into this is 2-bit ripple up counter. So this is 2-bit ripple up counter. Okay. So that is regarding 2-bit ripple up counter. Now coming into 2-bit ripple down counter. 2-bit ripple down counter. In the case of 2-bit ripple down counter and by using negative edge triggered flip flops, here what we can do, here we can connect Q1 bar as the clock of the flip flop number 2. So I am just drawing it 2-bit. So it is T1 Q1 bar. Okay. So here I am having negative edge triggered clock. Okay. This is T2. This is T2. So this is Q2 bar. So here I am having negative edge triggering. So now I am connecting Q1 bar, because for up count we have connect Q1 and for down count you should connect Q1 bar, and T1 should be equal to 1 as well as T2 should be equal to 1. So outs are Q1 and Q2. Now let us check how this is functioning. So anyway I am not showing preset and clear, so that is not the issue here. Okay. Now let me come to the point. So initially I am giving the clock to flip flop number 1. Okay. So I am giving the clock and let the initial state of Q1 be 0. That means Q1 bar is 1. Okay. So that is my assumption. That is my initial state. So clock I am coming it as 0. This is the clock. This is the basic clock signal. Okay. And it is negative edge triggered. So you should go with this edge. That is when the clock changes from 1 to 0. Now I should draw Q1 first. Okay. Q1 is initially 0. Okay. So I can draw like this. At these dimensions, my Q1 should change. So Q1 is initially it is initially 0 up till here. At this point it will change to 1, and since this is negative edge triggered, at this point it will change to 0, and at this point it will change to 1, and at this point it will change to 0. Like that it will go. Okay. Now here Q1 bar is fed as clock of flip flop number 2. So this is flip flop number 1 and this is flip flop number 2. Q1 bar is fed as clock of flip flop number 2. Now let us check how it happens. If Q1 is like this, how will be Q1 bar? Initially it will be 1, then it will be changing to 0, it will be changing to 0, then it will be changing to 1, after that it will be changing to 0, then it will be changing to 1, and then it will be changing to 0. And again it is specified that flip flop number 2 is negative edge triggered. So where is negative edge triggering? Here you will get negative edge triggering. This is negative edge triggered, and here you will get negative edge. That means Q1 bar is acting as the clock of T2. Q1 bar is acting as the clock of T2. Now let us check what happens to Q2. Okay. Q2 I am making initially it as 0. Initially it is 0. But at this point, since this is negative edge trigger, it will become 1 up to this point. And here it will become 0. And up till here it is 0. Then it will become 1. Like that. Now let me draw Q2 Q1. Let me write Q2 Q1. So initially Q2 and Q1 is both are 0. Then what will we get? 1 1. Then you will get 1 0 1 0. Then you will get 0 1. After that you will get 0 0. Then it will go back to 1 1, like that it will. So if you are writing the decimal equivalence, what will you get? You will get 0 3 2 1 0. Again 3. So it is basically what? This is basically down counting. which is basically down count. So that means for negative edge triggering, Q1 bar should be given as clock of flip-flop number 2, and for upcounting, Q1 should be given as clock of flip-flop number 2. That is in the case of negative edge triggered flip-flop. Okay. So hope you have got the difference between positive edge triggering and negative edge triggering. Okay. So that is all regarding this lecture, and in the next lecture we will be dealing with negative edge triggered 2-bit ripple up down counter. Okay. So thank you and welcome all of you to the next lecture.